In a small town in Nigeria, two baby girls were born on the same day in the same hospital. One was named Mara, the other Clara. Their mothers lay side by side in the hospital ward, tired but happy. But something strange happened that night. One of the nurses, rushing to handle too many newborns at once, accidentally switched the babies. Mara, the real daughter of the rich Chief Okafor, went home with Mom Nkechi, a struggling widow who sold vegetables in the market. Clara, the real daughter of Mom Nkechi, was taken home to the Okafors, growing up in a mansion with everything money could buy. Mara grew up in a small, crowded room, helping Mom Nkechi in the market. She woke up early to fetch water, cooked with firewood, and learned to manage with little. But she was kind and hardworking. Everyone in the neighborhood loved her because she was always ready to help. Clara, on the other hand, grew up in a mansion with maids, drivers, and everything she wanted. She never lifted a finger to do anything. If she wanted something, she only had to cry or throw a tantrum, and her rich parents gave it to her. She believed she was better than everyone else. At school, Mara studied hard, even when she had to read by candlelight. Clara, with all the best books and teachers, barely paid attention. She was more interested in expensive clothes and parties. One day, 20 years later, Mara and Clara both needed blood tests for a school medical checkup. The results shocked everyone. Clara's blood type didn't match Chief Okafor's or his wife's. More tests were done, and the truth came out: their babies had been switched at birth. Chief Okafor and his wife were heartbroken. The girl they had raised wasn't their real daughter. Mom Nkechi was in shock. The town was in disbelief. The news spread like wildfire. When Clara found out, she was angry. "So, I'm supposed to be poor," she screamed. She refused to live her rich life and acted like nothing had changed. Mara, however, was grateful but also confused. Could she suddenly live in a mansion and forget the woman who raised her? Chief Okafor wanted Mara to move in with them immediately. "You are my real daughter," he said. But Mara couldn't just abandon Mom Nkechi, the woman who had raised her with love. She said, "Chief, I am happy to know the truth, but Mom Nkechi is still my mother. She is the one who took care of me when I was sick, who held me when I cried, who taught me kindness." Chief Okafor nodded. He saw the difference between the two girls. Clara had grown up spoiled and selfish, while Mara, despite poverty, was kind and hardworking. Chief Okafor found a way to fix things. Chief Okafor helped Mom Nkechi financially, making sure she never suffered again. Mara started visiting the mansion often, but she chose to stay with Mom Nkechi. Mara had settled into her new reality, balancing life between Mom Nkechi's small home and Chief Okafor's mansion. She refused to abandon the woman who had raised her, even though she now had access to wealth. Chief Okafor admired her loyalty, but his wife, Madam Okafor, wasn't so pleased. Clara, on the other hand, was furious. She couldn't stand that Mara was being treated like a princess in her house. She convinced herself that Mara had stolen her life. One evening, Clara stormed into Chief Okafor's study. "Daddy, why are you treating her like the special one now?" she snapped. "She is my real daughter," Chief Okafor said calmly. Clara's face darkened. "So what? I'm the one who grew up here. I'm the one who belongs." But Chief Okafor was done spoiling her. "You had everything, yet you never valued it. Now, it's time for Mara to enjoy her rights." That night, Clara made a plan. If she couldn't change the past, she would make sure Mara disappeared. The next day, Clara approached Mara outside the mansion. She smiled sweetly, something she rarely did. "Sister," she said, her voice unusually soft, "I've been thinking. I want to start over. Can we go out for dinner? Just the two of us?" Mara was surprised. Clara had never been this friendly before. Was she truly trying to change? Mama Nkechi always said to forgive. Maybe this was a chance for them to be real sisters. Mara agreed. That night, they drove to an expensive restaurant. Clara kept the conversation light, laughing and talking like she was truly happy. But inside, her mind was racing. Everything was going according to plan. After dinner, Clara suggested they take a short drive. I know a nice place with a beautiful view, she said. Mara hesitated. It's getting late. Just a few minutes, Clara insisted, flashing a convincing smile. Not wanting to seem rude, Mara agreed. They drove for nearly 30 minutes until they reached a lonely road near a bridge. The area was quiet, the river below dark and deep. Clara parked the car and turned to Mara. Do you know what hurts me the most? She whispered. Mara frowned. What? That you took everything from me. Before Mara could react, Clara grabbed her wrist and pushed her towards the edge of the bridge. Mara's heart pounded. Clara, what are you doing? You don't belong here. Clara shouted. I am the rich one. You should have remained poor. Mara struggled, but Clara was strong. Just as Clara was about to push her over the edge, headlights flashed behind them. A voice shouted, Stop. Clara turned in shock. Chief Okafor and Mama Nkechi were standing there with some police officers. Mara gasped in relief. Papa. Mama. Clara panicked and tried to run, but two officers grabbed her. Chief Okafor's voice was filled with disappointment. Clara, how could you? Tears streamed down Mara's face as she realized what had almost happened. Mama Nkechi rushed forward and hugged her tightly. Chief Okafor had suspected Clara's jealousy for weeks. Earlier that evening, a maid overheard Clara talking on the phone, saying she would take care of Mara once and for all. The maid alerted Chief Okafor, who quickly called the police. Now, Clara stood frozen, her world falling apart. Madam Okafor arrived, shaking with fear. Clara, what have you done? But Clara just stared at the ground. Clara was arrested for attempted harm, but Chief Okafor, still seeing her as a daughter, pleaded for mercy. Instead of prison, he sent her to a rehabilitation center to fix her selfish ways. Mara, shaken but unharmed, finally understood money could not buy happiness, and family was more than just blood. She looked at Chief Okafor and Mama Nkechi, the two people who truly cared for her, and whispered, I finally know where I belong. And from that day on, she lived not as a rich girl or a poor girl, but as a girl who had love.